You wake up one morning and head to the kitchen to make yourself a cup of coffee. It's on the top shelf, and you're too short to reach it, so you grab a chair to get it down. Of course, you could always put it on a lower shelf, but the top shelf is its place. That's always been its place, so it will remain hard to reach, but only until tomorrow. You're starting a new job today. The sun is out, and you want to go to the office by bike. You pick it up, but it's difficult to sit on. The seat is too tall, and you can't reach the pedals. You lower the seat, but it's rusted in place, so you walk. You arrive late, but you're excited about your new job as a lab technician. Once you go through your introductory session, you're provided with the equipment. You're thrilled to receive a white lab coat, so you put it on, but it's too big and hanging off of you. Sorry, that's the smallest size we have, your supervisor explains to you. It's upsetting, but you roll up the sleeves and get on with your day. All the new staff members take a guided tour around the laboratory, and the group looks through windows into enclosed areas of the exciting research being made. Unfortunately, you're too short to see through the window. During your lunch break, you sit down with your new colleagues, sad that your first day is not going as expected. Your colleagues talk about all the exciting experiments being worked on, but you're not in the mood. Sandra mentions something about an artificial growth stimulant that she's been working on. Your ears prick up. Intrigued, you ask Sandra for more information. It's an experimental modification to hormones to have an increased reaction in the endocrine system. Confused by this medical jargon, you ask for clarification. Makes things grow big, Sandra laughs. She explains further that it's only in its elementary testing phase, so there have been no positive results. Sandra continues discussing the negative effects of experiments if not properly tested, but you've stopped listening. You're so excited! It's your only chance to change! The remainder of the day, you're in lectures. You're supposed to be learning about the company, but all you can do is think about only one thing. The working day ends and everyone leaves to go home, but you wait inside, carefully trying to go unnoticed, still in your work gear. Sandra stops to turn and notices you're not leaving with everyone else. She waves towards you to hurry up. You tell her that you left your watch in the laboratory. Once you make sure everyone else leaves, you rush back to the laboratory. Enter the testing facility and find a large cupboard with dozens of test tubes. You see the growth formula. Ironically, it's on the highest shelf, which you can't reach. You find a chair and reach up to take the glass cylinder. You stand there for a few moments, looking at the elixir, hesitant to take this risk. But then, you notice the arms of your lab coat look unprofessional with the sleeves rolled up. So, you instantly drink the liquid. You wait a few seconds and feel nothing. There's no effect, apart from tasting weird. You haven't grown taller either. Upset, you head home. You wake up the following day and walk to your kitchen. You open the top cupboard and reach for the coffee. Without realizing you've picked up the coffee, you slowly refill your coffee machine. Wait, you were able to get the coffee without the chair! Amazed, you quickly measure yourself, and you find you've grown 1 whole inch. Although you aren't as tall as you hoped you would be, you're still excited. You get on your bike and find it's now the perfect height. You ride to work, enjoying the moment. You arrive at work and put on your lab coat. It fits perfectly. Sandra asks why you're so happy, and you reply that you just love your job. Sandra is suspicious, but doesn't notice anything different about you. Over the next week, you continue to grow an inch each day. And with each inch, you grow happier and happier. You've grown 7 inches altogether. Although you're happy with your height, your clothes have become too small, your bike is now too short, and your lab coat at work is too tight. You're gonna need a new one. Sandra notices something different about you, but isn't sure what it is. She compliments you on your appearance. You feel appreciated by finally being noticed, but reflect the compliment with a smile and reply, "Just a new haircut." You're concerned with the increase in height now. Although you're ecstatic that you're taller than everyone at work, you have a concern as to whether this constant growth will ever stop. Just a couple more days, you tell yourself, and if you keep on growing, then you'll seek help. A further month passes, and you haven't told anyone. You now stand 9 feet tall. As you walk into work, people stare at you. Sandra has noticed as well, but she doesn't confront you. You feel the need to admit to Sandra about the whole situation. She advises speaking with the supervisor. Embarrassed, you discuss things with the supervisor, and they're immediately angry that you took the formula. But they could also see a bright side to it all and asked how you felt about staying in the laboratory for further tests. The supervisor makes a suspicious smile. You shake your head and advise that you'd better get to work. But as you walk away, the supervisor calls on their radio for security. Panicked, you run towards the exit, leaving your workplace. You're now sprinting, unsure where to go. The guards continue to chase you. Your incredibly long legs help you keep a distance from the guards, but they're still following you. There's a nearby neighborhood with tall fences. You quickly jump over the fences and through backyards until you feel you've finally lost them. You're unsure where to go now, and you can't go home. The scientists know where you live. You follow a road outside of town and walk out to the countryside. After a long week of walking, you notice your clothes got tight. You've been wearing the longest pants in your collection of clothes. However, now they look like the shortest of your shorts. One day, as you walk, you hear a voice. Hey you! You look around, and just above you is a man that's caught in a parachute, stuck in a tree. You help him out of the tree. Hank is the parachuter's name. He was parachuting when a storm hit the area. It blew Hank hundreds of miles off course to the tree where he became stuck. You both decide to travel together and help people. Being over 10 feet tall, Hank rides on your shoulders. 3 months pass by. You and Hank have been walking around the lands, and each day you've grown a further inch, so now you're 18 feet tall as a giraffe. Through your hike in the countryside, you've been able to make use of your height, and you helped rescue a cat from a tree. You also fixed the roof of a barn for a farmer. You helped some baby eagles back into their nest up a tall pine tree, and you helped pick some apples on the hard-to-reach top branches for a local township. Still growing, with the uncertainty of when it will end, you and Hank continue walking. Suddenly, you see in the distance a great cloud of vapor. It's coming from a building with a tall tower. It kind of looks familiar, but you're unsure. You run towards it. You're sure you can help. As you get closer, the building now looks familiar. It's the laboratory that you used to work at. There are bubbling liquids flowing through most of the windows. There's a crowd with all of your former employees gathered, watching helplessly. One of your colleagues runs over to tell you that Sandra is still in the building. She's on the roof, helpless, as the level below her created the dangerous substance. You turn your head to Hank, nodding to one another with the clear understanding that you need to go and save Sandra. You run to the tower and begin climbing, carefully placing your feet and hands away from where there's bubbling liquid, watching as it eats away at parts of the walls. Each step needs to be careful, but as you're taller than 1 floor now, you manage the climb, avoid the liquid, and make it to the top. Holding onto the wall of the building with your head peered over, you call out to Sandra. She's frightened, but relieved to see you, and runs over. Hank jumps off and tells you to throw both him and Sandra. Sandra latches onto Hank. You pick them up and throw them as far as you can. As Hank and Sandra reach the ultimate height, Hank yells, "Hank Man!" As he releases the parachute, Hank and Sandra safely float towards the large group of people waiting. The liquid is eating away more of the building as you make your descent to the ground. It's a challenging climb down, but you manage to get there without losing your foothold or becoming trapped. You walk over to your former colleagues and they cheer on your arrival. Sandra approaches and hands you a vial. She's been working on a cure to stop your growth since you fled. You take it without hesitation. The 3 of you standing at 18 feet tall, Hank Man, the parachuter, and Sandra, the brilliant scientist, together make a great team and leave to continue on further adventures, together seeking those who need your help.